Good day to all. We are Group 1 from Section 12. I'm your host, Elron Soriaga, together with James Tali and Lebron Venturanza. Today, we are honored to introduce you all to Attorney Sarah Jean Zerossa Arches Tali. Good day, Attorney, and kamusta naman po kayo ngayong gabi?
Okay lang. Actually, I just arrived from a vacation, so medyo, pardon if, medyo na yung utak ko. Sige.
No problem naman po, ma'am. Nag-thank you rin naman po kami sa inyong pag-oras. So, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate having spent your time with us this day. So, this will not only be a wonderful experience for my group mates, but also our blackmates and professors, especially since we get to learn about leadership from a leader. But before we start asking our interview questions, may we ask you to introduce yourself and give us a little background about your job po?
So, I'm attorney Sarah Jean Zerossa Arches Atty. So, by profession, I'm a lawyer. So, I've been in practice for 3 years now. So, I work in a law firm in BGC. So, I am now a senior associate lawyer in my law firm. I handle a department called special projects. So, special project, we deal with special licenses like Dulay 174, FEU, and PEZA. I also handle our visa department wherein we cater foreigners who want to stay here in the Philippines. I also do a little bit of litigation on the side.
Grabe ma'am, nakanampuan yung trabaho. So, thank you ma'am. And with that, I think we can begin our interview now. So, are you ready po ba sa mga questions po?
Let's see.
Di na ako pa na. Okay. So, moving on to our first question. What does leadership mean to you?
Well, leadership is first and foremost is a very how can I say it? It is a responsibility that you have to take seriously. So just like everyone knows that a good leader should delegate, but it's not just a delegation by itself. You also have to make sure that once you delegate, you also make sure that your employees will learn something from it. And also, you have to be hands-on with them. Because at the end of the day, if they do mistakes, it's not them who will be penalized with it. It is you being the leader. So dapat yung feeling mo dinelegate mo na yung task sa kanila na yon. No. At the end of the day, pag nagkamali sila, it's on you.
Yes.
Leadership you have to be responsible. You have to make sure that your employees will learn something, because leadership, it's not about you learning it, but you make sure that those employees will able to learn also.
Very great answer po. So, moving on to our next question. Do you think leaders are born or made?
More on made. For me. Siguro meron iba talaga na they're born to be leaders. Siguro meron, exceptional. But for me, experience-wise, I'm not born as a leader. No. In high school, I was very shy. Hindi ako na lang leader, no. I'm just an ordinary student, passing my grade and all. As in, hindi man ako nag-excel. I don't want to put myself in the center stage. No, it's not me. I don't even do debate. Parang just an ordinary student na basta ko lang to and all. It's just, kaya naniniwala ako, leader made sense. So it's more on the experience. The moment that you experience, the moment that you expose to something, only in that time you realize, oh, I have to take over in this case. Otherwise, lahat tayo. So, when I was in law school, I'm just an ordinary student. I just have to read. I just have to pass my exams. I have to pass the bar exam. But the moment I'm already in the real world doing work, I have to do my best because I have clients. Most especially sa litigation. Siyempre, hinahawakan namin buhay ng tao. So, doon pa lang, experience-wise, doon mo malalaman na kailangan ko palang mag-excel. Kailangan kong mag-lead. I have to make critical decisions na I have to risk. So, experience and also yung environment ko, that's what makes me a leader.
I think I can agree with you that, ma'am, because I also agree as leader are made, not born po.
Yes. Siguro exceptional, but most
there are some po, but most likely leaders are made because of the experience. So moving on to our next questions. Medyo mahaba po to, pero pwede natin po isa't isahin. So first is, what is a role model to you? And in what ways are role models important for leaders? And who are your role models and their characteristics? And finally, what have you learned from them?
What is role model? Pagsamahin natin yung what is role model and what ways are the role models important to me.
Okay po, ma'am.
For me, what role models are, they're just merely guide. You cannot copy them. Hindi mo pwedeng kopyahin ng isang tao para maging ikaw yon. You cannot do that unless you're a clone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
They're merely guide you. So, parang principles, yan. You just want to learn from them, but the end of the day, the decision making is on you. We are in a different situation. Maybe similarity, there are situations similar to what they have, but at the end of the day, magkaiba pa rin kayo. The result may be different from what they experience. So what they can give you is only guidance. So you can never copy them because you can never be them. But you can be they can be a guide on you. So that's for me. Who are your role model? Well, for me, it's not even my role model is my father. Decision-wise, my father is very good. He is a risk taker. So yun yung natutunan ko sa kanya, you have to take a risk. If you only play safe, hindi ka mag-move forward. You will never improve yourself. Sometimes you have to experience downfall. So, in order for you to improve. That's why being a risk taker talaga yung natutunan ko sa father ko. In a student, ang pinaka-worst case na pwede nating experience is yung failure, di ba? Kaya nga, nung talagang first experience ko ng failure nung first year college ko, so like, shucks, I failed this subject. Parang yun na yung end of the world mo, right? But when I experienced law school, like, okay, bagsak ako, okay lang. It's more like, okay, but I risked it. You know, at the end of the day, even if I failed that subject, I know that I worked hard. Iba kasi yung feeling na hindi ka nag-work hard and then bumagsak ka, fault mo yun. Diba? Pero pag nag-work hard ka tapos bumagsak ka, I did my best and that's all. Yun na yun talaga. Diba? So, risk, yung taking of risk, and even in my profession, sometimes I have to make a difficult decision. Ano na rin to sa kliyente namin. Kapag meron silang mga kailangan ng quick decision na hindi ko na kailangan ipaalam pa sa client minsan. Kasi pag pinaalam ko pa sa kanila, I have to deal from a lot of explanation. Sabi ko, okay lang yan, sige, ganito gawin natin. Ako bahala sa inyo. It's like, para mapabilis yung proseso, ako na bahala. If kailangan mag-explain, gawin natin after. Parang ganon. I have to take this. So, yun yung natutunan ko talaga sa father ko.
Yes, I think most leaders po talaga is risk takers rin po. I think I can agree with that po. So, let's thank for that answer again. So, moving on to our next question. What can leaders do to help the organization what can leaders do to help others in the organization see the future?
Well, see the future, guide. Ako talaga more on the leaders, you have to guide your fellow members. Pag magaling kayong mag-guide sa mga members nyo, sa employees nyo, and then make sure that they are in a right path, they will be in a good future. Right? So, give them a little bit of hint na, if you go to this will be your risk. If you go to there will be your risk. Because that's my mantra. I will always tell to my employee, okay, you have two options, this and that. Kapag ito yung pinili mo, your consequences will be this. Even in my clients, that's what I do. But at the end of the day, I want them to choose for themselves. Ayoko yung ako yung leader, ako yung magsasabi na ito yung decision mo dapat. But I will show you the two sides of the coin and the consequences. But I want you, because in the future, you will be also a leader, you have to make the right decision. Ganun ako.
May pati ba po talaga tayong mga leadership styles.
Yes.
So, moving on to our next questions, we have my co-host, Mr. James Tali, to give you the next question po. Mr. James, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so...
So, for the...
May sino po. So, moving on to the next question, Mr. James Tali. So, moving on to our next question, Mr. Tali.
What are 3 things that can be done to improve each leadership practice? And what are 3 things that you can do to continue learning to be a better leader?
Ano yung isa? What the 3 things that can be done to improve practice? Well, parang almost the same naman yung question. So, I said a while ago, you have to have a good environment. So, kung hostile yung environment mo, pangit. Next, you must have an open communication with your members. Communication is the key. And next is understanding. You also have to understand them. So, yun yung nakikita ko. Environment, you have to consider in order you to improve in each leadership practice, kailangan mo yung good environment, open communication, and understanding. So, yun yung sa akin. Kasi nga, ang gusto ko lagi na maintindihan sila. Ano ba yung nangyayari? Like just right now, hindi man inaano natin, mental health is really an issue. So, sometimes, mental health really affects the work of people. So, kaya kailangan namin yun. What are the 3 things that you can do to continue learning to be a better leader? Parang same lang.
Pero okay na po yan. So, parang same na rin naman po magiging answer niyo rin po dun. So, okay lang.
That's how you move forward.
So, by those three things that you mentioned, those are the things you can do as a better leader rin po. Okay, so moving on to our next question po. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for that answer, ma'am. So, I will be again asking you the questions now, Mr. Seyaga again. So, for our next question, how do you monitor the performance of individual team members? And in what specific ways do you motivate your team?
We do, sa company namin, we have an annual performance evaluation. So, doon namin makikita kung sino yung for promotion, kung sino yung increase for salary. So, yun kami nagmo-monitor. Basically, nilalagay ko doon lahat kung ano yung observation ko for the whole year. Doon ko lahat nilalagay. We motivate during din yan performance evaluation. We have to explain kung paano nangyari sa kanya, and then after niya, sabihin namin, this is how you can improve. Minsan lalo na kapag medyo poor performance yung tao, na bumaba talaga siya, magkakaroon kami ng action plan. So we have to draft an action plan for that specific person at kung ano yung expectation namin sa kanya for the next 3 months. Parang yun yung ginagawa namin sa office.
Malalim din naman po pala grabe naman rin po pala pag-motivate niyo sa inyong mga team members rin po, employees.
Yes, ganun yung ano namin. Tsaka everyday you have to motivate them.
Yes, everyday.
So, hindi lang siya during the performance evaluation, but an everyday process, just a simple hi, hello, tapos kamusta ka na, ano nangyari dun sa sa pinagawa ko sa'yo, yung mga gano'n, just a simple greetings niyan, na kinakamusta mo sila, malaking bagay na yon sa kanila.
Yes, I agree. So, moving on to our next question po. How would you, and this is also our final question, how would you describe your leadership style?
Ayun nga, yung leadership style ko talaga, more of like understanding, open communication, good environment, and then hindi ako yung ipupush ko na, ito gawin mo, no. I have to make sure that that person understand the two sides of the coin. You have to let them decide. I make sure na at the end of the day, it's not me who's deciding for them. It must be them deciding for themselves.
That thing.
Diba?
And,
kasi as a leader, ay hindi ako yung gayahin mo ako. No. Dapat maging ako ikaw. No. Gusto ko maging ikaw ay ikaw.
In a way, gusto niya rin po talaga as a role model po rin talaga.
Yes. Hindi ko ayoko ipilit yung ganito ko dapat ganito ka din. No.
You inspire po.
You inspire, you have to guide them.
And ito, sa akin lang po ito, ma'am. Personal question is, para sa mga viewers namin manonood po nito is, may advice ka po ba para sa mga future leaders natin?
Future leader, huwag kayo magmadali. Mahirap ang tatahakin nyo. Kahit feeling nyo nasa tuktok na kayo, no. As long as you are living on this earth, yung pagiging leader, it's an experience na i-develop nyo the whole life nyo. The whole life. Kasi, sabi ko nga sa you mentioned, leader is made, not born. For me, diba? So, minsan kasi may mga tao na feeling nila leader na sila, alam na nila lahat. No. Tuloy-tuloy ang experience natin, tuloy-tuloy ang learnings natin. And if you want to be a good leader, you have to accept criticism. You cannot move forward, you cannot improve yourself if lagi mo sasabihin, ay, hindi ko fault yan. No. You don't blame others. You just accept the criticism and then you think, how can I move forward? How can I, parang, paano ko ba malalagpasan to? Ganun siya. You don't blame. A leader should not blame anyone. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, pag may fault yung empleyado, hindi ko sinasabi na kasalanan mo yan eh. No, ang sinabi, what happened? Okay, bigyan mo ako ng reason anong nangyari. Diba? You don't blame. Yun sa akin.
Thank you po sa advice, attorney. I'm sure yung advice niyo po makakatulong yun sa mga future leaders natin, tapos sa mga viewers po namin. Tapos, since doon na po tayo, now let us take this opportunity to present this certificate of appreciation. This certificate is presented to Miss Sarah Jean Zerossa Tali by interviewers James Tali, Elron Rainier Soriaga, and Lebron Venturanza. On behalf of Group 1 from the Leader and Decision-Making class for her avid participation as a guest on this virtual interview held on November 20, 2023. So, doon po tayo mag-conclude. Any last words po, ma'am? Kung may words po kayo, pwede niyo po sabihin.
Ang words ko sa inyo, you have to study hard, because yan yung magiging guidance nyo when you face the real world. Yun. Because when you face the real world, it's really like parang lahat na feeling mo anong nangyari, ito na pala yun, magugulat kayo, but you have to go back ano yung learnings nyo sa school. So your school only prepare you, but at the end of the day, if you go to the real world, you have to make the decision.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wise words po, ma'am. And that concludes our interview. Once again, we are Group 1, and thank you for joining us. We hope you have learned from this interview about leadership. We would also like to thank you again, Atty. Tali, for lending her time on this interview to teach us all about leadership. Once again, I'm your host, Elron Soriaga, together with James Tali and Lebron Venturanza. See you next time. Thank you po, ma'am, again.
Thank you.
Thank you.